Emily, and today we are going to be rewatching some more old TBR videos and finding out what books that I haven't read from 5 years ago that I wanted to read that I'm now going to read. I'm changing it up a little bit this month because I realized that I have some readathon TBRs. I don't know how I feel about this because this could go I don't know how many ways because we're going to be watching 2 videos today just because I don't know how, the videos are like 3 minutes long each, so I don't know how many books I put into those videos, especially because one of them is a 24-hour readathon, so I thought maybe I'll just watch 2 instead of just 1. Let's talk about how last month went for me. It went very, very well. I am reading basically all the books I set out to read that I put on the TBR. I finished Shades of Dune, I finished An Ember in the Ashes, I finished Popular, and I'm still reading the Siren, but I wanted to film this video today because I have daylight somewhat. There's some daylight. The daylight's kind of fading, but oh well, I'm still filming this today because I decided that's what I'm doing on my agenda, but I'm gonna finish this today. Overall thoughts on what reading these books now, maybe compared to before, or what I rated them all. All of them got super high ratings, none of them below a 4-star. I think well, first of all, Popular I didn't rate because it's a non-fiction book, but I really enjoyed it. Shades of Doom I gave 4 stars. I think that's the only one that I really feel like if I had read it back when I set out to read it in 2016, it would have gotten 5 stars for sure. But I think because I read it now, and I feel like the Dune series, after rereading again now, as much as I still, love the series and adore it in my heart, I think it's a bit young for me now, and I'm just, a lot of the twists aren't surprising. There was a big twist in this book, and it didn't surprise me whatsoever, and I completely saw it coming from, even when I was reading book 2, I was, rereading book 2, I'm I think I know where this is going, and then, it got brought up again in book 3, and I'm yep, definitely where this is going. So just, I don't know. It's a fun series, but it also is very predictable, and, there's just kind of, I guess, I mean, I like it, because, I'm pretty sure it's gonna have a happy ending and whatever, but it's, pretty, I guess, low stakes in the sense of that I know where the story's gonna go, and I'm not going to be surprised by, a whole lot that happens. I'm not really concerned in the sense, I know they're all going to be okay in the end, so, and I don't think it's going to, hurt my heart in any ways, besides the fact that, when I finish the series, it'll be over, but, yeah, so that's what I felt with that. So Dune, I gave 4 stars. Ember in the Ashes was my second. I gave that one 4.5. I think the only reason I didn't give it a 5... Well, I mean, I really enjoyed it a lot. This is, one of those books, I don't feel, there's some books that I feel I'm not sure if this is a 5-star or not, so I'll give it, a 4.5. This is, a straight-up 4.5, I know it's a 4.5. This one, I guess the only thing I really have to complain about is I wish that, the relationships were a bit more slow burn in this book. I liked seeing some development, but I think it should have just, remained a development rather than, trying to give us a kiss for the first book. I don't think it needed it. I don't think we needed any kissing scenes in this book to, add romance to the plot. I think that should have waited till, maybe book 2 or something. I just don't think that it was really necessary. And I don't think it did anything to drive the plot or their relationship, to be honest. So, that's, my only critique I can think of. But overall, I think it's a really good fantasy book, especially for people who don't read fantasy often. I understood everything that was happening, which is so rare for me in a fantasy book, to, understand what's happening in the story. And then probably going to be, my highest rated book, which isn't really a surprise to me, is The Siren by Kiera Kass. This one I'm still reading, but at this point in time, I don't see it getting anything lower than a 5-star. Without further ado, let's jump into my TBR for March. So, I'm doing a lot better this month. I'm getting back into reading, which is definitely helping me. I'm curious what's going to be on these TBRs. If I had to guess, I'm pretty, I know I'm going to at least get, there's not going to be, any books I don't know. At least in, the second TBR, I know for sure there's some books I haven't read because I could see the thumbnail, and I know if some of those I haven't read, but, my predictions, I guess, on what's going to show up, maybe Keeping the Moon, but I've already read Keeping the Moon, but I have a feeling it's going to show up. I know, and then there's some other books I know I have read that are going to show up, too. Ah, I poked my eye. I also think that, The Forbidden Wish and The Love That Split the World are going to be the books that show up. I think it'd be kind of funny if The Love That Splits the World shows up because I have now read an Emily Henry, and it's not the one I own. So, yeah, we're gonna jump into this. Alrighty, so the videos we are watching today is my Dewey's 24-hour readathon TBR and my authathon TBR. Hey guys, so today I'm gonna be doing a readathon TBR video. This is for
It's a 24-hour readathon. I forget what it was called. I'll link all the information down below so if you want to figure out more about that. And it's a 24-hour readathon, and it takes place.
I'm just gonna call this holding myself accountable. I said I linked the stuff down below. Did I actually? I don't think I usually do. I did! So I said this is my TBR for the 24-hour readathon. There's the information page, the start time, then I have my music and my Instagram.
And,
oh no. I'm like noticing books that aren't there. So obviously I don't see Shades of Dune, but I've read that now. But I do not see The Unfairest of Them All, which is the second book in the Ever After High series. I see it's missing from my shelf because it's like there's like a series kind of thing there. So there's the first book and then third book. If that's just about a TBR, I was not expecting it for yet. I mean, I'm excited to read all these books, obviously, but like I'm still like gonna react. Okay, I hope I don't use the TBR jar in any of these videos. But I was like, yeah, so we're gonna pull out a TBR jar pick. I hope that doesn't happen. I don't think it will, but we'll find out.
The first book I don't have actually with me because it's actually downstairs and I just felt too lazy to get it. And that is Sea of Monsters by Ryden, and
okay. So I still have Sea of Monsters on my TBR, so we don't have to worry there. Titan's Curse is not coming up. Sea of Monsters is generally actually on my TBR for the month anyways, but it's a reread, so it doesn't necessarily count for this challenge, but I do want to reread it in general, so I'm just doing that anyways. So it is already on my TBR in general, but it's not counting towards it.
The first book I have with me today is The Forbidden Wish.
I knew it was gonna pop up! Did I not tell you I knew it! I'm like super hyped to read this though, so like I've been wanting to read this ever since I bought it like 5 years ago, so we're gonna go get it. Similar to last month, I said Siren was gonna be like a 5-star prediction for me. This is another book I think I'm gonna give 5 stars in general because I think the plot is so cool. So Aladdin, if you can't tell, is like my favorite Disney movie. That and Mulan, like those are my top 2, and Frozen. Okay, so we have a top 3. Those are my top 3 favorite Disney movies. I love Aladdin, and I think there should be more Aladdin retellings. I feel like I don't know of a lot. Maybe I should just look into them more. But this one's super cool. So basically, this follows the genie, and like the genie is like obviously the best character in Aladdin. I don't know if she's gonna be cool here, but the genie is a girl, and she falls in love with Aladdin. And I think that's just like a really interesting premise. So I'm hyped.
The next book I have with me is The Unfairest
I knew it!
All by.
See, I could tell it wasn't on my shelf, so. So far, we're not doing too well. A lot of these books I haven't read yet. I mean, the first 2 I haven't read. About time I get to this because I read the first book back in grade 6, then I reread it in hopes to read the second book, and I never did. Here it is. So, if you don't know what Ever After High is, basically it was like, it was a middle grade series. So I was like obsessed with Ever After High when I was younger. I dressed up as Raven Queen for Halloween. I just thought like I really love stuff involving fairy tales in general. That's like, I feel like something I don't talk about a lot, but I love fairy tale stuff. This book, we follow the children of fairy tale characters, and they basically have to sign their name in this book where they will commit to being like the next generation, I guess, of like fairy tale characters. So they have to live out their parents' story. So we have Raven Queen, who is like the daughter of the evil queen, and then we also follow Apple as well, who's the daughter of Snow White. And Raven doesn't want to be like her mom. She actually wants to be like a good person. She doesn't want to like, she's friends with Apple too, and so she doesn't want to sign her name in the book, condemning herself to like this fairy tale and stuff. Maybe I'll have to rewatch the series because I even have I have the Ever After High bookmark. I have kept it in here. I only got to chapter 2, but that's the perfect bookmark to use, obviously. I'm excited to get to this. I've been wanting to for a while, but I was not expecting that to pop up originally until I noticed it wasn't on my shelf. So, yeah, okay. So far, we have 2 books. I didn't realize there would be. Alrighty, well, okay. I honestly feel kind of nostalgic thinking about like Ever After High characters, so it's kind of fun to jump back into that story and hear from them again. But anyways, jumping back to this.
I have with me is The Siren by Kiera.
Look at that. It was already on my TBR. And it's on my TBR again.
And the final book is a book I've been trying to finish for the longest time, and there's no reason why I haven't finished.
Oh no, it's Shades of Dune, which is kind of funny because I know like during this vlog I ended up reading Kiss of Deception instead when I participated in this readathon. But it's gonna be Shades of Dune.
And that is...
Oh, can't pick it up.
Shades of Dune by Carrie Corp and Lori Langdon.
Alright, we're just gonna move on to the next video because I don't really need to watch the rest of this. I didn't stick to that TBR whatsoever, but yeah, 2 out of 4, not bad. Now we're choosing Authorthon, which looks about the same. I don't know how much. Oh, I see Love Is Split the World. But anyways, we're gonna jump into it.
Hey guys!
We have
Today
new music.
I'm going to be doing my Authorthon TBR video. I'll be linking.
What's a bit different about this one is the fact that I think there was prompts for this readathon, whereas doing this 24-hour readathon didn't have any prompts. So we'll see how this goes.
Challenges. I did find them for all of them, and it was really hard for like
challenges?
2 of them because I didn't think I had any books for it.
Oh.
But I did. Challenge number 1: read a book by your favorite author.
Straight up, this is gonna be the Siren. I'm just gonna try to predict them. Let's see if I can get them right. It's gonna be the Siren.
You don't know who my favorite author is. You're just about to find out. And I'm going to either be reading, I'll read one of the books by her, but I think I'm going to read this one, and that book is The Siren. Question number 2 is to read an author that is new to you. Now,
Maybe, is this The Love Is With the World? Like, honestly, it could be anything. This one's pretty open. But I saw The Love Is With the World in the thumbnail, so I kind of already spoiled myself for that.
I didn't even know about this author until I bought one book, and I thought it was a debut book, but then I'm like, oh, you're not a debut author, alrighty. Then I looked at other books, so she's kind of new to me at the moment.
Ooh.
And that is Jessica
Corney,
and she wrote the
Yeah, she has written other books
beside the which I will be reading. Challenge number 3 is to give an author a second chance. So
Jenny
then I
Han,
just
this is To All the Boys, I'm sure. So 1, I saw it in the thumbnail, and 2, I did not. Well, I liked the first 2 books in the Summer Winter Pretty Series. Let me say, I love Jenny Han's writing, but I always hate who the main character picks. They're always my last choice.
I'm going to be reading a book I've actually been really wanting to read for a while now. Find out who the author is pretty soon, you'll be like, oh, well, that makes sense. Jenny Han,
And I read it,
I'm going to be reading To All the Boys I Loved Before by her. Challenge number 4 is to read a debut author. And
Emily Henry,
I was having
Love
a really
the World.
tough time with this one because I'm like, oh, I don't think I have any debut authors for the shelf. I mean, most of these books came out years before. I thought Mangonia might have been one, but then I was like, nope, that's not one. That's not it. And then I looked, and the last of the books I own are not by.
Yeah, Ember the Ashes was obviously a debut at the time. It still is her debut book. But also, here's the thing. Participating in readathons back then, especially just for me, because you can see how many compared to how many books I have now, I like so much more. But I only have I only had one bookshelf. It's the one that has my read books instead. And I only the 2 of the shelves full. And there's I guess some books in the bottom, but very little. So, and now I have 2 bookshelves and a closet. So I didn't have a bunch to choose from back then. And then I started going to the library and stuff, so that changed. But yeah, sometimes trying to find books that worked for challenges was really difficult for me.
It took me a while, and then I finally found one of the new books I just bought, and I got really excited. I'm like, oh, finally I found something, and that is The Love That Split the World. But
okay, well, we're gonna get that. I knew that was gonna come up because I assumed it was in the thumbnail. Did I step on it again? No, I didn't do that thing. But I keep stepping on my head.
Emily Henry
Okay,
is a new
so
author.
here it is. This is The Love That's With the World. Actually, the reason I bought this was because it sounded similar to. Oh, it started playing. So yeah, The Love That's With the World. Basically, the reason I bought this was because it sounded similar to In 27 Days by Alison Gervis. Because I think something about a girl, and I think there's something about time travel and involving her and this guy, and that's all I really know about it now. But I remember the plot, reading the plot, and I was like, that sounds really similar to In 27 Days, which I love, and is one of my favorite books. So this I'm excited to get to because I've had it on my TBR for so long, and also the cover is just gorgeous. Been wanting to read it ever since I bought it, so gotta get around to it. And I've read another Emily Henry now, which I gave 3 stars. Honestly, I think I'm gonna like this more. This is just predicting it now. I think I'm gonna like this more than Beach Read. Because Beach Read just, I don't know, I love romance stories, but that was just, I don't know, I didn't love it. This I think I'm gonna like more.
Challenge number 5 is to read a book by 2 authors. Now this one,
Is this also Shades of Dune? Did I bring Shades of Dune up again for the 4th time? Has it shown up on every TBR video I think this far? I think it has. It's gotta be Shades of Dune. It's also interesting to see how far Henry has come, because I remember when I bought this book, no one else was talking about it, and then all of a sudden now, especially because of Beach Read, she's been a very much more hyped author. So I feel a lot of people are gonna check out more of her books now, which I think is great.
First one is Shades of Dune by Kiera and Lori Lake.
But I have
and
2?
the other book I have, which is a library book,
What?
and that is These Broken Stars by
Oh, it's These Broken Stars. I was like, what other book? Do I own another book by 2 authors? I didn't think I did. But then, These Broken Stars. Okay. We're good. I was like, what other book? Ah! Okay, we're good.
And the final challenge is to read a book where the author lives in a different continent. So for this, I'm going to be choosing Me Before You by Jojo Moyes. And Jojo Moyes...
Okay. I wasn't expecting Me Before You to show up because I wasn't in the stack. But... I DNF'd Me Before You. I don't own that one physically, but I have the audiobook of it, but I DNF'd it for good reason. I didn't like it. I didn't like the writing style. There's a lot of things I didn't like the writing style, and I found the book really boring, and honestly the romance was like the most forced thing ever. And I didn't care about anything at all, and it was just struggling to get that book. So I never finished it, but it was on like a DNF in the way that like I never want to finish it. I never want to pick that book up again, so there's no reason, like it's not like on my TBR. Like I read half of it, got through it, and was bored, and never want to pick it up again. So there's no reason I should pick that up. So yeah, I think that's it. So I got 3 books. Like I said, those videos were like really short, so I didn't really know like how much, like if I only like watched the Dewey's 24-hour readathon one, I'd have like the 2 books, but then like if I did this one next month, I would have only have 1 book, which I mean like, so I just decided to combine them. I do know next month it's going to be pretty hefty. I know I have like a lot of books in this TBR. I remember like I made like a triangle stack. I feel like all of my TBR books are going to be on that. But yeah, so that is the books I'm reading this month. Yeah, these 2 I was expecting to show up, so I'm not surprised by them. This one was not until I noticed it wasn't on my TBR shelf. So yeah, this is a surprise. But yeah, I'm excited to read all of these books. I'm going to start on them very, very soon. But yeah, those are the books I'm going to read this month. I've had pretty high expectations going into my TBRs, and I'm like obviously excited about reading all of these. I think most likely to get a 5-star. This one I'm going to say. I don't even know how to rate these from like favorite to least favorite maybe. I think if I had to predict, I would say this is going to be my favorite, second favorite, least favorite, but like honestly, these could all get 5 stars potentially. I don't know about this one, but I don't know. Which is weird to say because I'm like thinking it's going to be my second favorite. I just don't know what to expect with this one. It seems like a wild card. I don't know how to feel about these. I'm hoping I love them. That's my hope, and yeah, that's how I hope this goes. So yeah, thank you guys so much for watching this video. If you liked it, be sure to give it a big fat thumbs up and subscribe if you want to see more of this lovely face. And I'll talk to you all soon in a new video. Bye!